One thing that every GTA player knows by now, that you can never trust anyone for too long. Backstabbing, double-crossing, and betrayal are practically the part of the DNA of GTA universe. And something is telling me that GTA 6 won't be breaking that tradition anytime soon. So in today's video, I'm going to dive into which characters based on the GTA 6 characters, what we know so far, might end up turning on Jason and Lucia, or even become enemies later in the story. Now first up, I think this one's pretty obvious, Brian Heder. Now I already know some people might disagree on this one, but something about this guy just doesn't sit right with me. According to what we know so far from his bio, he is a veteran in the drug business, someone who's been there long enough to survive by any means necessary. That alone screams, I'll do whatever it takes, including betraying anyone who gets in his way, even Jason or Lucia. Sure, right now he seems like a solid ally. He lets Jason crash at one of his properties, rent-free by the way, which sounds generous, but in the real world, in Vice City, kindness usually comes with a catch. If Jason ever became a liability, maybe got mixed up with a law enforcement, I can easily see Brian decided to cut ties permanently. Of course, Rockstar's storytelling always has a twist, but if you ask me, there's something suspicious about how helpful Brian appears to be. What do you guys think? Am I being just paranoid? Or does Brian give you sketchy vibes too? Next up, let's talk about Raul Batista. Here's where I might surprise you. I personally think that Raul might not be a traitor. From what we've seen, he gives a lot of professional and business-minded energy, the kind of guy who values loyalty and expects the same in return. That said, even his trustworthy that doesn't automatically make him harmless. I'm gonna guess that Raul enters the story through Lucia's side, just like how Brian's connected to Jason. That could mean Raul fully trusts Lucia but doesn't see Jason the same way, which could lead into conflict between them later. Maybe he'll offer Lucia a choice, keep working with him but ditch Jason, and if that happens, you know it's going to get messy. Still, I think Raul could end up being one of the more respectable characters, someone whose loyalty just depends on where his trust lies. Now let's move on to Booby Ike, another big name in Vice City. There isn't much known about him yet, but he is clearly influential and powerful. And like I said about Brian earlier, the ones at the top don't stay there by playing nice. He is connected to Dr. Kwan, who seems tied with Jason, so there's a theory. What if Booby forces Dre to choose between his friendship with Jason or his loyalty to Booby? That kind of dilemma would make some incredible tension between those characters. Now it's very unclear why Booby would turn on Jason and Lucia, but if I had to take a guess, I'd have to say something to do with money or drugs. After all, that's all territory besides running his club. Now there is a lot that we don't know about him, but he's definitely someone to keep an eye on. Now let's talk about someone who I don't think will betray anyone, Cal Hampton. Seriously, this guy seems like a definition of a loyal friend. He's got the fun, laid-back personality, and the kind of guy who would grab a drink with you after a heist instead of stabbing you in the back. If anyone in GTA 6 universe is going to stay by Jason and Lucia's side through thick and thin, it's Cal. And honestly, it would be hilarious if Rockstar Games completely flipped the script and made him a traitor, but I just can't see it. He looks more hilarious, a bit chaos and fun in between, and all serious crime stuff. Finally, let's talk about the main duo, Jason and Lucia. Could one betray the other? Absolutely. Do I want this to happen? Not at all. In a perfect world where these two would be together until the very end, ride or die partners. But this is Rockstar. We're talking about a happy endings ain't exactly their speciality. Right now they seem deeply in love and totally devoted to each other, but that could change fast. Lucia's ambition might push her to do something ruthless, especially if she wants to start seeing Jason as someone holding her back. On the other hand, Jason might make choices that go against her. Maybe he's forced by someone more powerful, or maybe he's just more than what he was originally. If that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if the player gets to choose sides, who to play as, and maybe even who to kill. No matter how Rockstar decides to tell this story, one thing's for sure, it's going to be packed with drama, betrayal, and forgettable characters. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe for more GTA 6 theories, and let me know in the comments who you think will betray Jason and Lucia. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.
From the jungle to the screen, living large, chasing dreams. Catch you soon, stay in the groove. You know Diggs is always on the move. Diggs on the prowl, can you feel the vibe? Hit that like, come join the tribe. Next adventure's just one click away, so stay warm, we'll see you any day.